A very good evening to one and all. Those of you who are here with us this evening on the Buddhist Mahavihara Dhammadana series Facebook live page. We have to apologize for the delay because Bante Vinita had to find a location in the university where he's at to do this broadcast. So it took him a little bit of time to get a location. We have Bante with us now. Let me introduce Bante to you on the screen. Good evening, Bante. How are you?
Good evening, fine. How are you?
We are good. We have missed you these past few months.
Yeah, of course, I also missed you all. Hope to see you all again.
Yeah. Yes, as you know, we are also in a lockdown at the moment, so things are a bit
Mm,
difficult to come. I know you're traveling, you can't
yeah,
travel. Yeah.
here also it is going to lockdown again, I think.
Really? I see the numbers are
Yeah,
also going up in Sri Lanka, right?
yeah, second wave.
Okay, second day. Okay, let me quickly introduce Bante to those of you who don't know Bante. Bante Pusella Vinita Thera was ordained as at a young age in Sri Lanka and received his higher ordination in 2007. He was currently the resident bhikkhu at the Tiratana Lumbini Garden in Puchong, where he was also the principal of its Sunday Dhamma school. Bante has a first class honours Bachelor's of Arts English degree from the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. He has also just completed a Master's of Education teaching English as a second language from the HELP University here in Malaysia. So right now, Bante is in Sri Lanka. Bante is trying to pursue, hopefully, a course, a PhD course, if he can get it. If not, he'll come back to Malaysia and pursue the PhD. So Bante, without much ado, as we have planned this over the past week or so, Bante will start the first of the Bojangas. The first Bojanga is called Sila or concentration, and and
Sabi,
the
sabi.
in the subsequent weeks we will be talking about the other six Bojangas. So Bante, would you like to start, please?
Thank you so much, Brother Leslie. Brothers and sisters in Dhamma, first of all, we may respect to the triple gem, reciting Namo Tassa all together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Brothers and sisters in Dhamma, it gives me a great pleasure to approach you all in this sense, even though I missed you all for past 3 months. This is the first time that I approach you when I am in Sri Lanka using this technological device. As our brother Leslie spoke, our talk today is based on the first Bojjhanga when we were discussing what kind of topics should be discussed in upcoming talks. We suggested better to select 7 Bojjhangas or Sapta Bojjhangas to explain the matters in the discourses of the Bojjhanga. because our brothers and sisters always recite Bojjhanga Suttas, maybe at Mahavihara on Saturday evening, we all together pray to the Buddha reciting the Bojjhanga, Mahakassapatthera Bojjhanga, Moggallanattera Bojjhanga, and Mahachundattera Bojjhanga. These three are recited in order to have the blessings for the best health, maybe especially for speed recovery from existing illness, sickness, and diseases. Whatsoever our purpose is to be free from certain kind of suffering, maybe physical or mental, to recite this Bojjhanga. Therefore, I wish you all are very familiar to these three Bojjhanga discourses. When we come to Mahakassapatthera Bojjhanga, the 7 Bojjhangas were preached or recited by the Buddha when Venerable Arahant Mahakassapa was sick. Therefore, the recitation in front of Venerable Mahakassapa is known as Mahakassapatthera Bojjhanga. Secondly, the 7 factors of the Bojjhanga were recited by the Buddha when Venerable Mahamoggallana was sick. Therefore, that recitation, the second recitation, is known as Mahamoggallanattera Bojjhanga. Thirdly or lastly, Mahachundattera Bojjhanga. Venerable Mahachunda recited Bojjhanga in front of the Blessed One when he was sick. When Venerable Mahachunda went to see the Buddha was sick. Then for the third time in the history, these factors were recited by an Arahant to bless the Buddha to have the speed recovery from the existent illness in Buddha's body. Then it's clear the Bojjhanga discourses or these 7 factors have been recited during the life of the Buddha for 3 times. First and second times, the Buddha preached Bojjhanga to his sick disciples in order to have the speed recovery. The first was Venerable Mahakassapa, second was Venerable Mahamoggallana. For the third time, an Arahant or Buddha's disciple preached this to the Buddha for the speed recovery, for the blessing of speed recovery, for the having of speed recovery for the Buddha. In this wise, the 7 factors known as 7 awakening factors or 7 factors of the enlightenment, in Pali we say Bojjhanga, have been recited for 3 times. Thenceforth, throughout the history of Buddhism, these 3 discourses have been recited by our devotees when they were sick to have the blessing for speed recovery. And also the erudite Buddhist people have practiced these 7 factors in order to attain the Nibbana through the enlightenment. The enlightenment can be maybe Arahantship, individual Buddhaship, or fully enlightened one. As an Arahant, as an individual Buddha, or a fully enlightened one. These 7 factors have to be practiced in a life in order to attain Nibbana. If you are not practicing these things, we or you never attain Nibbana. All the Arahants, all the individual Buddhas, all the fully enlightened ones in the history practice these 7 factors. That is what they could attain Nibbana, maybe an Arahant, an individual Buddha, or a fully enlightened one. According to the teachings of the Buddha, it's very clear. You need to practice these 7 factors if your purpose is to attain Nibbana. All the Buddhist people in the world practice Buddhism. The purpose of practice Buddhism in order to attain Nibbana. To reach this goal, we have to cultivate our mind with spiritual skills. These spiritual skills are known as Sapta Bojjhanga. Sapta Bojjhanga. Sapta Bojjhanga, they are by name Sati Bojjhanga, Dhammavichaya Bojjhanga, Viriya Bojjhanga, Piti Bojjhanga, Passaddhi Bojjhanga, Samadhi Bojjhanga, and Upekka Bojjhanga. You can go through these 7 if you have the chanting book. Here, today I am going to talk about the first Bojjhanga known as Sati Bojjhanga. I saw on the display it was mentioned as Sila Bojjhanga. There is no such kind of Bojjhanga, maybe spelling mistake. That's called Sati Bojjhanga. Its name is Sati Bojjhanga. The first one. Prior to the explanation of the matters about the Sati Bojjhanga first Bojjanga, I would be very happy to teach you why these 7 factors are introduced in the meaning of Bojjanga. We call Satta Bojjanga. There are 3 terms in that word that were combined together. Satta means number. In number, there are 7 factors. Sam means well or fully. Bodhi anga becomes bojjanga. Bodhi anga becomes bojjanga. Bodhi means to awake, to become aware, to know or to understand. To understand, to become aware of something. Anga means part, a part of something. 7 Bojjanga means then the term Satta Bojjanga means 7 factors of understanding or awakening. 7 factors of the enlightenment. These 7 factors were understood in the sense of enlightenment or the matters or supportive matters in the sense of understanding. To enlighten reality in this world, you have to practice these 7 factors and well understand their meaning. That's called Bojjangas. There are factors in the world to be cultivated in the mind to enlighten the reality in this world, to understand the reality in this world. Those factors as the supportive skills or factors to understand, they are named as Bojjanga, supportive factors to understand or supportive factors to attain Nibbana. As there are 7, they are called Sapta Bojjanga or 7 factors of the enlightenment. In this sense, our brothers and sisters have to understand what the 7 factors are or the Sapta Bojjangas are. So, I am sure this is very interesting as there are 7 factors by number to be practiced. If you have a well understanding on these 7 factors, there is no doubt you may practice these things and easily you will cultivate them and you will develop your spirituality maybe before the Maitreya Buddha, the next Buddha, will be able to attain supreme Nibbana as an Arahant. As an Arahant. Then These 7 factors refer to the concept of wholesome matters. They are known as wholesome matters. They are supportive spiritual skills that should be in a person's mind to have the mundane and supramundane happiness with the enlightenment. In this sense, the 7 Bojjhangas have been defined by the Buddha in many discourses. Now I am going to express the ideas from the Buddha's teachings about the first one, Sati Bojjhanga. I know as the people who are very familiar with Pali language, you know the meaning of the term Sati. Sati means mindfulness. This is not simple mindfulness, this is strong mindfulness. Strong mindfulness. Strong mindfulness, Sati. Then how does mindfulness become a matter of enlightenment? Mindfulness is to be cultivated. What is mindfulness? When we understand mindfulness, you can understand how it becomes a matter of understanding. The term Sati means mindfulness. The meaning of the term mindfulness, the practice of being aware of your body, mind and feelings in the present moment. At the present moment, you have to think of your 3 doors. You have to be careful about the conduct by the body, by the mind and by the word. You have a body, you have a mind. Humans are a combination of the psycho-physical powers. Humans are psycho-physical combination. When they are a combination of the psycho and physical powers, they have a physical power and mental power. Physical power represents your entire body. Mental power or psycho power represents your mind. Then feelings, emotions are arising in your mind. In your mind. You have to be aware what your body does, what your mind does. Bodily you are active, mentally you are active. For example, when we think of your mind, you have to be aware of that mind at the present moment, what kind of feelings, what kind of emotions, what kind of thoughts arise in my mind, what kind of feelings, emotions, thoughts exit in my mind, then you have to be aware of those feelings, emotions, and thoughts at the present moment. Your concern, your attention have to be paid to the feelings, emotions, and thoughts in your mind at the present moment. When you pay attention to those things, maybe a feeling or emotion or thought of anger can arise in your mind. Then you know at the present moment, anger is in my mind. When loving kindness, compassionate, or altruistic joys, equanimity, or whatever positive feelings arise in your mind, you examine your thoughts, emotions, and feelings in the mind at the present moment. If you got a feeling of love, you recognize, you identify, now there is a feeling of love in my mind at the present moment. Whatever thoughts, whatever emotions, whatever feelings arise in your mind, you have to recognize the nature of the feelings, emotions, thoughts. That recognition, that ability comes as you pay attention to those feelings, emotions, and thoughts. Developing that skills to hold for a long time to attention to the thoughts, emotions, and feelings in the mind is a matter to understand yourself about the present situation in the mind. When you develop that skill, when the things, feelings, emotions, thoughts are arising, you separate these thoughts into good directions and the bad directions. In other words, you recognize these are the positive thoughts, these are the negative thoughts. And because of the analysis, based on the qualities of the thoughts, you have an understanding to separate them. That understanding, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, at every time you develop. When you develop at every time, you hold your attention or focus to the feelings at the present time in the mind, that holding attention at every time to your thoughts, feelings, emotions in the mind is called mindfulness. Then you automatically train your mind to separate them as positive and negative thoughts. When the negative thoughts arise, you think, now there are negative thoughts which reside in my mind. Those are not good for me, so I have to stop the arising of the bad thoughts, negative thoughts. Then in contrast, you think, I must cultivate my ability to let my mind to arise positive thoughts. For example, if the negative thought is anger, think what is the positive thought instead. Then you remember easily Now anger is at my mind, in my mind at the moment. It is not good for my physical and mental health. Then there should be loving kindness in my mind. Then quickly you understand the nature of your mind and try to support your mind to stop the arising of anger and to activate loving kindness. To do this process, to activate this process, at every moment you have to hold your attention to the present situation of the arisings of the feelings, thoughts and emotion in the mind. This holding attention is called mindfulness in Buddhism. In Buddha's language, it's known as what we call sati. It is called sati. In the same manner, we can think of your body as well. Now you look at the concept of meditation. When you practice the meditation, I am sure you have heard and practiced mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is you train your mind to focus on the process of breathing in and breathing out from your body. When you are breathing in, the air touches your lips and nose. When you are breathing out, the air touches your body. When you hold the attention, when you hold the focus to the process of the touch of the air with your body, when the air touches your body, when you focus to that matter, you hold the attention how the air touches your body when you are breathing in and breathing out. It's a good practice to cultivate mindfulness. In this way, in every sense, having the attention to everything is called mindfulness in Buddhism. How to develop this concept as a wholesome factor to understand the reality in the world. When we understand the development of this process to understand the reality in this world, it will be a Bojjhanga matter or the supportive factor for enlightenment. How we can develop the concept of mindfulness to be a factor to attain Nibbana or the enlightenment or for the enlightenment. Again, when we come back to the description, I said earlier, when you hold the attention to separate the positive and the negative thoughts which arise in your mind, it's clear when the negative thoughts reside in your mind at the present moment, the present moment would be impure. Your mind would be impure, ugly, unpleasant, unhappy. When you have an unhappy condition, unpleasant condition, when you are with a negative feeling, it is of course a matter of having suffering. You are subjected to suffer a lot. If so, would you like to suffer a lot or not? Indeed, you are not happy to suffer a lot or little bit at least. By nature, naturally humans, including all the beings in the world, are not happy to suffer at least little bit. All the beings in the world are happy to enjoy happiness. Then the arisings of the negative feelings, such as anger, jealousy, hatred, delusions, ignorance, etc., they trouble your happiness. If they trouble your happiness, they are negative. You have the ability to separate and understand the negative things from the positive things. If the reality is negative feeling can cause suffering, you must know that negative feeling can cause suffering. Hence, when the negative feelings are in the mind, there is no happiness. Having understood this reality, you drop of negative ideas in the mind and you try to cultivate positive ideas, positive thoughts, positive feelings, positive emotions in the mind to enjoy happiness. Then instead of cultivating anger, instead of rooting anger in your mind, you try to cultivate or plant the seeds of loving kindness, compassionate, altruistic joys and equanimity, and some other positive ideas in your mind. Then you develop these skills. You extend the capacity or time that you can hold the good thoughts at your mind, in your mind, and protect the time of the existing or extend the time of holding the good thoughts in your mind. You develop this skill. When you develop these skills, you do with an understanding that the negative feelings cannot help us to earn happiness. Only the positive feelings can help us to have the happiness with the enlightenment. Then you are holding this attention or you are cultivating this mindfulness with an understanding. As mindfulness supported you to understand that the negative feeling cannot support you to have happiness, only positive feeling can support you to have the happiness. In that way, mindfulness or cultivation of mindfulness becomes a matter of supporting for the understanding or the enlightenment. This skill have to be developed more and more. These skills have to be developed more and more. Then easily you can attain Nibbana. That's why Buddha described or preached Venerable Mahakassapa and Venerable Moggallana. Then Venerable Chunda reminded even to the Buddha, saying that Sati Sambojjango ko Kassapamaya Sammadakkato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Sambodaya Nibbanaya Sangvattati. Sati Sambojjango, Sati is a supportive matter. Sati Sambojjango. Ko Kassapa, dear Venerable Kassapa, Sati is a supportive matter for the understanding of the reality in this world. Maya sammadakkato, by me. Sammadakkato, it was well expounded. With experience, I knew it, or I expounded it well. It was expounded that by me that mindfulness, practice of mindfulness is a supportive matter for the enlightenment. Bhavito, not only well expounded by me, it was cultivated more and more by me in my mind. Bhavito, bahulikato. I fully developed that one at every time in my mind. What for did the Buddha cultivate that, fully develop that mindful understanding, having expounded by himself? What for? Abhinyaya. For having special knowledge, as cultivation of mindfulness leads to earn a special knowledge to realization of the noble truths or the Four Noble Truths and to attain Nibbana. When we refer to this term again, it says it was well expounded by the Buddha, it is clear with experience, and it has been cultivated by him more and more. Then he says, Bahuli Kata, fully developed at every moment by him, because this mindfulness leads to earn a special knowledge. Then our attention is to discuss how we can earn a special knowledge. As I explained earlier, you know, this special knowledge. Refer to the example that I have given earlier. When the negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative feelings, or whatever mental process that are negative arise in your mind, you think they are not good, they cause suffering, so you have to understand with experience, then you are earning a special knowledge about your feeling. Then it will cause to realization. With the experience, when you understand with a special knowledge, with experience, you realize the negative thoughts are cause of suffering. So the Four Noble Truths, there is a suffering in this world. There is a arising of suffering in this world. Then there is a cessation of suffering. There is a way of cessation of suffering in this world. You know there is a suffering, unhappiness because of the negative feeling. Then you understand cultivation or arisings of the negative feelings are the arising of the suffering in the mind. Then you understand or realize cessation of the negative feelings would be good. You earn this special knowledge, then you find, is there any way to cease? Yes, you understand. If you cease the negative feelings from the mind or cultivation of the negative feelings, it would be the way to cease the suffering from the mind and earn the happiness. In this sense, you realize with special knowledge, based on the experience, then what happened is when your special knowledge and this well realization by you about the system of suffering will cause you to attain Nibbana with the development of mindfulness as a spiritual skill or practice for the enlightenment in this world. In this sense, you can maintain your awareness of the reality in your body, in your mind, with the practice of holding attention to the every sense or every process of bodily and mentally in your life. Then, when we think of the four presences of the mind, you have heard Kaya Anupassana is another term for mindfulness. You examine your mind, then Kaya Anupassana, you examine what your mind, body do. Mindfulness on the body, Kaya Anupassana. Then you think of the feelings, Vedana Anupassana. You examine the feelings. You pay attention to the feelings. That is called Vedana Anupassana. Then you pay attention to the thoughts in your mind. That is called Chittanupassana. And also you pay attention to the Dhamma. That is called Dhammanupassana. In this way, in four sense, you cultivate your attention, you hold your attention to be aware of the presence of those factors in your mind and body. On the other hand, with the ability to separate positive and good, positive or good, bad or negative, domination of the positive and bad or negative thoughts in the mind, you try to separate good things and the good thoughts or the negative and the bad thoughts in the mind, then your skills of thinking in the mind to separate the positive things and the bad things, that is called cultivating mindfulness as a faculty of the spiritual in your body, in your mind. Then the mind has become a faculty of cultivating your skills to reside attention to understand positive and negative things in your mind. Then you drop the negative things and you cultivate the positive things. Then the cultivation of mindfulness, in another sense, it has become a power of the humans. And it shows your capacity of the mind to understand something well. That's why to attain the Nibbana, it should be a main factor among the Eightfold Path. So it appears there as some right mindfulness. In this way, we can cultivate these things, these mindfulness concepts as a Buddhist to understand the reality in this world. I think, brothers and sisters, this is the way that Buddha expected to preach. This is the way he expects you to practice as a Buddhist to attain the Nibbana. I think our brothers and sisters may understand and try to cultivate mindfulness at every moment in the life, to separate the good things and to separate the bad things and practice good things only, not to practice bad things in the life, and finally attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Now I think this is enough for you. I am very happy to thank you for listening to this description as a talk, and now I would be very happy to answer if you got any questions. Now your time to question me what you have understood about this and present your questions or problems to get the solutions.
Thank you, Bante, for this excellent sharing. At this point in time, I don't see anyone had posted any questions. Let me see. Yeah, there has not been any questions that were posted on the Facebook comment section. I think people are still trying to comprehend and digest what you just said. You know, it's quite a deep subject. It's not an easy subject to be able to comprehend. Why don't we now proceed with the Anumodana to the Devas and also be thankful to the dearly departed, you know, and also to our sponsors, Bante, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can do. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brother Leslie, and other brothers and sisters at Buddhist Mahavihara. May, by the power of these merits, may our Chief Reverend be well and happy always. May he be free from all kind of sufferings, and the other Mahasangha be well and happy. By the power of these merits, and all the brothers and sisters of the management committee at Buddhist Mahavihara, may they be well and happy, and all the devotees in Malaysia, Buddhist Mahavihara, and all the peoples in the world, may they all be well and happy, and also may all of you be free from suffering, may all of you be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana by the power of these merits. First of all, I wish that and I cultivate that wish in my mind, and you may also cultivate that. Next, may all the departed ones receive these merits, including the departed ones of the sponsors for the Dhamma talk today. May they also be free from suffering. May they also be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the divine beings also receive these merits. May they be well and happy. May they be free from suffering. May they bless you. May they be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all the sponsors be well and happy. May all the people will understand the Dhamma. May all the people cultivate sati as a factor of enlightenment. May all the humans be, all the deities, including all the deities, be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Wishing you all, I may recite few stanzas to transfer the merits. ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං උන්දාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පත්තේ සග්ග සම්පත්ති මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පත්ති ඉමිනාතේ සමිඤ්ඤතු. Big sadhu to all brothers and sisters in Dhamma. May you be well and happy always.
Thank you, Bante. On behalf of the Committee of Management and also the monks of the Buddhist Mahavihara, let me take this opportunity to thank you for taking time off to be with us this evening. I know you're busy now, but you've got a teaching assignment at the university. I wish you all the best.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you soon once this COVID pandemic is over.
Yeah.
So we would also like to thank the sponsor for this evening's Dhamma sharing, and also to all our listeners who were paying attention to your Dhamma sharing. Just before we end, we look forward to seeing you. And Bante, thank you again, once again.
Thank you again. Thank you. Yeah. Have a blessed day. Give my regards to all.
Yes, I will. See you on Sunday.
Okay, see you on Sunday.